Synagogue means assembly. Is a physical structure of relationship between God and man, in a special way when the Jews are not closely to the temple. The Jews had 3 successive temples built after the destruction. The first temple, built by Solomon, but destroyed after went Babylon. It is pre-exilic temple. The second temple, post-exilic temple, built after exile. It is this temple Jesus has used to visit, and he cleansed it. Refer to the Gospel according to John, chapter 2, verses 14 to 25. The said temple, New Testament temple, it was built by Herod in the year 70 AD, and it was destroyed by the Roman reign. After the first temple being destroyed and the Jews taken to exile Babylon, then the Jews organized in the foreign land to worship God. It is a time where synagogues emerged. After the exile, the Jews had taken the tradition of having synagogues and came within in the Israel's land. The synagogues were built in different places within the Jewish territories. They were many, but only one temple in Jerusalem. Synagogues prefigures the different ministries within the church. Synagogue has been the place of worship whereby the Jews enter to worship God, Yahweh, reading Torah and citing and singing psalms. The rabbi concerned with the leading people in the synagogue. They gave teachings to the youth of 12-year-old to know the Torah. Bar mitzvah, the age of 12-year-old youth, where they start reading the Torah. Refer to the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 2, verse 41 to 52. In the synagogue, there were religious activities taking place, reading Torah and prophets, where there were 7 readings, some from Torah and other from the prophets. And the condition was that the one who read the 7th reading should also preach. If there is any influential person, would be given priority to read the 7th reading and preach. The reading was taken from any text according to the interest of the leader. Refer to the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 4, verse 17 to 24. And they handed him the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. Unrolling the scroll, he found the place where it is written, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, for he has anointed me." Then he started to speak to them. Refer to verse 21. In the synagogue, there was no offering the sacrifice to Yahweh. Offering remained only in the temple of Jerusalem, which is why the priests would come from Galilee to Jerusalem to make an offering in spite of having synagogues in Galilee. Refer to the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 10, Verse 31. A priest happened to travel to Jerusalem, perhaps to make an offering in the temple, where there is Ark of Covenant, the symbol of God Yahweh. Synagogue did not replace the temple, nor was equal to the temple. Within the church, there are main devotional practice, includes prayers, organization groups, ministries, and other spiritual gathering. All of these do not replace nor surpass the Holy Mass, the Eucharist, the Church. Questions to me are: in my Christian life journey, have I attempted to discover anything greater than Holy Mass, the Eucharist, through which I have been ignoring the whole of Holies, the Eucharist? Have I found the replacement of the sacraments? Does the synagogue become greater than the temple? Have I been convinced with the modern preachers to remain in the synagogue and delay going to the temple? Have I limited with the fundamental statement that God is everywhere to the extent that I find there is no need of going to the church to collaborate with His grace in the form of rituals? The temple is greater than the synagogue, and the Holy Mass is greater than the ministry. When we go to the church and participate in the Eucharistic celebration, not only we go to the Holy of Holies, but through partaking the Eucharist, we too become the Holy of Holies.